Hi, I'm Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles podcast. On this podcast, we spontaneously interview unsuspecting passengers with their permission, allowing them to share their intimate life stories and concerns. As our slogan states, real riders, real stories. Some riders prefer to be anonymous, while others ask me to tell their story later on. Either way, there are all genuine 5 to 10 minutes stories, so sit back and enjoy this episode. Hi, this is Simon again, and we are on our 7th interview today. I've broken the record because usually it's 5 to 6. We've got a lovely lady all the way from the Philippines, and she works for the NHS, and she's in premature baby section, something like that. She'll probably explain it a lot better than I do, or I can say it. And we're just going to have a normal chit chat and see how we get on, and let's take it from there. So, how did you end up in the NHS?
I applied for the Philippines as an overseas worker.
Oh, okay.
So from there, process all the process papers that I need to do. And because I'm already working as a nurse in the Philippines, so when the opportunity arrived there, I applied. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you?
This is making me nervous, you know.
No, don't worry. We'll get you relaxed, and everything will be okay. So, what's it like? The difference between working in the Philippines and the NHS? I assume you're doing the same job to working here.
There's a huge difference in terms of the state-of-the-art facilities that you have in here. Because where I used to work, we don't have that advanced technology. But where I'm working right now in London, we have this advanced mechanical ventilators, those kind of things that we don't normally have in the Philippines. Aside from that, I think NHS is doing a great job in providing healthcare service to their to the people here in the United Kingdom. All the people here are very fortunate. Unlike in the Philippines, if you're poor, most likely you're gonna die because you don't have money.
Okay, so there's no such thing as free healthcare in the Philippines.
Hospital, people still have to buy their own medications, those things, you know. So that's the contrast things between working here and working in the Philippines, and how fortunate the people are in here and in the Philippines.
But the Philippines got a big population, though, haven't you?
Yes, I think so. I'm not sure about the numbers, but yeah, I think 80 million. I'm not sure.
80 million.
I'm not sure. Maybe my figures are correct.
No, it still is.
But it's we have huge population, young population.
And you've got lots of little islands, yeah?
Yeah.
Do land mass, is it a bit much bigger than England overall?
What is it?
Land mass wise,
Yeah.
is it a lot bigger than London? England, sorry.
Yeah. United Kingdom is way bigger than Philippines.
Oh, is it? Okay.
We're just a small country with a lot of islands.
Okay.
And most of the people are living in the capital, which is becoming denser and denser.
Congested.
Yeah, congested. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So how the move? You say you applied from Philippines.
Yes.
Give us an idea of what life was like for you in the Philippines.
Okay. What was so working as a doing
No,
my
just
personal
general,
life
everyday life, from work
Everyday
to
life.
family to friends to lifestyle. Because the reason why I ask, a lot of people have a perception that when people come to this country, that they're coming from some real hard life. And I've experienced living abroad,
Okay.
and just because your economical status may not be as good as somebody else's,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that your life was really hard.
That's true.
So this is why I want to hear from the horse's mouth in the sense of the Philippines.
Yeah. Okay. So I will only speak based on my experience.
Yes, of course.
Because I don't think I am I am that poor because my parents are working abroad.
Okay.
So they would still send me a little bit of money even if I'm already working in the Philippines. But if you're working in the Philippines and you're a nurse there, your salary would range like 250 pounds, 200 to 250 pounds a month. That's our
Okay.
salary.
How many days you working?
So we're working 5 days a week, 8 hours per day, and so our lifestyle, having the 8 hour period, I think, you know,
So you do 12 hours here,
yeah,
don't
we
you?
do 12 hours here, but 3 days a week. So in the Philippines, we do 5 days a week, 8 hours per day. So it depends, my life wasn't that. Was it hard? It was a bit hard when you were applying as a nurse there because we have a lot of nurses in the Philippines, and you really have to
Excel.
excel and um, have a competitive CV so that you can land in a hospital and get an experience and go abroad. So it was
Okay.
hard at first, but once you've already working, earning money, it wouldn't be that hard. And I think Filipinos in general, even if we struggle in terms of our finances, even if most of the Filipinos are poor, we always see the positive side of life.
Yeah, it's true.
That is what we are known for our resilience in
You're hardworking
coping,
people as well.
hardworking, and we always see the best things, even if we are in this situation that we couldn't see anything. Like it's too chaotic. For example, like what is happening in our country right now, the COVID, even if it's quite uncontrollable because the government couldn't even um, doesn't know how to deal with it properly, Filipinos would still have this kind of humor to pass their time being at home, do all these TikToks and those kind of things.
Oh, the TikToks, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't think that even if it's hard in the Philippines, I think we are just happy.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. So, casual life, your social life, what is that like?
Social life. Because well, I do travel. We don't have a lot of annual leaves compared here. So whenever I can, I will go out. I'll be meeting with my friends, and I'll travel in between in um, on the countryside. But because I'm a type of person who doesn't usually go out oftentimes. So I'm a homebody. So I would rather stay at home, read a book, and go out and meet my friends from time to time, but not too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. You spoke about the beach earlier.
yeah,
What is life like that? You live, obviously, if it's an island, you probably
yeah.
live near the beach.
Mm. I
What's
actually live in the capital, in Metro Manila, so we're quite far from the beach. So whenever we go to the beach, it would take us hours.
like a weekend?
Yeah, a long journey. But our beaches there are how do you say it? World class. That's what I say. Boracay. If you've heard Boracay, El Nido, Siargao, you wouldn't even see any finest sand anywhere else than in the Philippines. That's true. It's like, when you go to Boracay, it's
Yeah.
like when you touch it, it's like you're holding a powder, a talc powder. That's how fine it is.
Okay.
Yeah. In Siargao, if you want to have um, an island life, less people, and not too congested, you go to Siargao. It depends what type of person you are. We have a lot of beaches to offer you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like scuba diving, snorkeling, water activities, we have it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So you've come to England.
Yes.
Yeah. How have you found things in England so far?
Oh, well,
Was it a culture shock when you got here?
not really. Because I'm already familiar with from the movies that I've watched.
Oh, okay.
But what really surprised me is how polite the people are in here. You always say thank you. You always say please, good morning. You know, those little things would make your day.
Mhm.
What I really like about living in here is, even if it's a multicultural, very diverse. Even if we have different beliefs, religion, even if we're different in different ways, um, we between us we have this respect and politeness,
Mhm.
and that's what keep this country going. You know, being polite and respectful to each other, even
Mhm.
if we don't understand anything. We don't sometimes if there's any language barrier, the the British or the people living in here would adjust to that barrier. You know,
Mhm.
that's what really surprised me. And not all nationalities or not all countries would step down to that level just to understand you. You know,
Mhm.
so that's what surprised me, and that's what I love being in here.
Food wise, how do you feel? How do you feel about our food?
At first, I don't like it
Okay.
because it doesn't taste anything.
Oh, are you talking like the fish and chips?
Yeah, I'm talking about the
fry
fish and
ups.
chips. I'm sorry, but I don't like. I'm not into British food.
Okay, I understand.
I'm not into British food. I'm not.
But then the rice that Filipinos eat, and I've
Yeah.
eaten a lot of it as I've worked and lived
Yeah.
with Filipinos, is very bland.
Is it black? It's sweet.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
I'll
it's
give you the
sweet.
sweet element, but it's really bland. It just
We don't
it's
have-
like it's white. It's always there's no seasoning, no
Yeah, it's just
nothing. It's just right.
Maybe you haven't tasted our fried rice because
I can't
usually,
remember. Go on.
but usually, our rice is just bland. It's plain because our viand, our food is usually does have a lot of flavors already.
Okay.
So we don't want to, contradict the flavors of what do you want to eat.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a rice.
You
or
don't want
just
to
a wine.
overpower the other flavours that you put effort
exactly.
into. Yeah, I see what you mean.
So going back to food in here, as I've lived here for almost 3 years now, I've discovered a few restaurants that I really enjoyed. Like this Turkish restaurant, Gokyuzu, it's really nice. I'm more of into Asian food, so yeah, Gokyuzu. Eat Tokyo.
Okay.
It tastes authentic. Authentic Japanese food. What else? What else do I like in here? I like your cafes, Gales, Belgique. That's all.
You've really been living life, haven't you? You've really been living life because
No.
I don't know half of these things you're naming. I'm just like, yeah, okay,
No,
yeah.
it's just that I love food, so
Okay.
I like tasting it. I like discovering new places where I could discover new flavors,
Mhm.
those things, if it's really nice or what. So,
Go-
and if I like it, I would usually go back and
Yeah.
back again.
I know. My daughter and I, we had Vietnamese earlier this week.
Okay.
I was more impressed that we got it half price, but then when I ate it, I thought, oh, this is really nice. My daughter said, it's all really nice. We need to go back, Dad. And I thought, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, in that respect.
Yeah, we did splurge some money that eat out to help out.
Yeah. But mind you, you lot were getting discounts anyway, you nurses. So,
Did
yeah, of course you were.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah, go on. So, so you chose England, but I'm sure I understand a lot of Americans, a lot of Filipinos go to work in America.
Yeah.
Did you have the option to choose America? And if so, why did you choose England over America?
Okay, honestly, I never dreamt of working in America because for me it's too. How do I say this? But I haven't been there, but I just didn't dream of living in there and working in America. What I've always dreamt of is living a European life, eating my croissant in a coffee shop,
Okay.
and observing people. Um, and I think European and England is quite laid back than America. And for me, America is too huge and it's too busy. But I think in terms of healthcare, America is much competitive than here. Also,
In what sense?
in what sense? Because of their healthcare system there. I'm not sure really, but because of
America doesn't have free healthcare. So
they don't have free healthcare service
yeah,
there.
they don't.
I
So
know.
that's a downfall. That's
the-
actually makes your country puts your country in the Stone Age.
I know.
Because why would you pay taxes if you don't get free healthcare?
I know.
It doesn't make sense to me. It's never made sense to me. So
Yeah. So also in terms of salary, America pays you much bigger compared here.
yeah,
If you're a nurse.
I heard of that too.
Yeah. So but I didn't dream of going in there, even if, well, sometimes right now I'm having thoughts of going in there because of money and just to experience, but at the moment I'm enjoying living in here.
Yeah, experience is good.
Yeah.
I'll say that much. Experience is good.
Yeah.
Experience is something that we all should try, endeavour to have.
Yeah.
On
Exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. Yeah, okay. So you've lived in England. What are socially? How have you found it? Apart from going out and eating, our politics, the way we handle things. You've spoken about our mindset. What do you think of our politics? We've got a bit of a crazy guy in power now.
I don't watch news.
You don't watch the news? Okay.
Even if I was in the Philippines, I don't watch news. I don't watch too much telly, aside except Netflix, because for me, it's just the same every day. It's just the same, and it's not because I don't care, but is there anything that I could do if ever I would be upset or unhappy with how the government runs the country? Nothing. So I just chose not to watch it.
Yeah, I hear you saying. I hear you saying you don't feel you've lost hope.
Not really.
Or you just don't want to be involved.
I don't want to be involved.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I don't want to be involved with that.
Going back to the medical things in a comparison to England and America, what I've found is that in America, because it's a business, their healthcare, that they're willing to try any kind of drugs on anybody.
Yeah.
And they don't wait for the testing periods. Where England, we try to test and wait and reserve, and there's a 5 to 10 year waiting period. And we usually let Americans make the mistake and then determine whether we're used. But now Trump is trying to push their medical health system on us, and Boris, the weak little cockroach he is taking it on board. Sorry about my personal views there. But so I don't really, I hear what you're saying, but I wouldn't say I overly agree that their healthcare is better than ours in any shape or form, because if something's free and it does the job, then
it's better.
Yeah, it's gonna be. That's what you want, isn't it? You don't want the guy to tell you you need a new kidney, but it's going to cost you 100 grand.
Yeah.
You want a guy to say you need a new kidney and we're doing it tomorrow, or we're doing it in 6 months and it's free. So okay, I'll hang out till then. Hang in there till then. Have you travelled quite a bit since you've been living in London?
Yeah, I've been a few places, like Milan, Paris,
are all from London. So since you've been in London, you've been travelling to these places.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. I speak to a lot of people from other countries, and they all speak on that kind of thing. Now, going back to, sorry, they all talk about how they've travelled a lot since they've come to live here.
Okay.
Going back to Philippines, I know you've got your president. I kind of like him because he's tough on drugs.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of those softy liberal people here like, oh no, he's terrible because he wants drug dealers and drug addicts to be killed or whatever.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that as a Filipino?
Well, I think he's doing his job, to really fight for the drug issue in our country. And aside from that, when he was already sitting as the president, he was able to service some of the politicians that are involved in the drug trafficking, which is good. But
He got some of them out.
Yeah.
I arrested them.
Yeah, he arrested them, and but sometimes you would also think, is he also becoming
A dictator.
and not really? Is he making it too personal? Because those people that he put in jail in the drug trafficking, and also with this issue in this network, that he also got a personal issue with.
Are they his rivals?
Yeah. So you wouldn't. It's like, so we think he would be able to tell it to us, and be transparent that these are the people and these are the businesses that had some tax issues involved with drugs, those kind of things. But at the same time, he also got some personal issues with them.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing his job at the same time. He's also somewhat like taking revenge for his personal issues.
But maybe he spoke. I don't know. Maybe he's spoken to them and said, "Listen, come on, Sam.
Maybe.
We know what you're doing. You need to stop it." And they said, "No, don't talk to me." Blah blah blah. He said, "Okay,
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah.
And now he's like, "Yes, I'm charging you, and it feels good because I gave you a warning. You didn't want to listen.
That's
You're not taking the situation seriously." I think anybody's. I also ask myself, is like, why is the Philippine economy in the state that it's in? Because it's easy to push down drug dealers and drug addicts, but especially when you're dealing with the bottom realms of society.
Yeah.
I did an episode the other day talking about is drugs the real problem, because I found I get a lot of drug dealers who come in a car and I have to take them from A to B because they've just booked the taxi. It's out of my control. Now, but then on Sunday morning, I also get a lot of middle class people from Chelsea, Putney, and all these places who are high on drugs, and I'm taking them home. Now, these are people with professional jobs. They're lawyers, bankers, all these kind of people in the property estate, but they would look at the drug dealer and say, "You're the problem," but yet you're the person who buys from the drug dealer.
Yeah.
So when he's killing his rival people to sell you, you have to consider that you're the actual problem, not him.
Yeah.
So my thing is, on that same note with your prime minister or president, it's okay very well to go around clearing the streets, but what are you doing to substitute?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And what new schemes? Why is the economy? Why are they struggling? In that respect, and that was just my take on things on that. What do you think?
Well, I think that in terms of fighting drugs, what do I say? See, I'm not really.
Okay, don't worry.
You help.
No problem. I thought I got you comfortable, but clearly.
Yeah, but my view on that is, because that drug issue thing, I think it's already almost no longer too much an issue in
Okay.
our country
Oh,
at the
okay.
moment. But
So
I'm
he's
not
cleared
saying,
up the place
no,
then?
I don't think so. What I'm saying is that in terms of numbers, he really was able to
Reduce.
reduce all related drug incidents in our country.
Hmm.
But what I think is pulling us down as a country is the greediness of the leaders seating in our government, because
Hmm. I understand.
yeah.
I understand. Okay. So my last question to you is, you're doing a great service to England, and we appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Okay. What impact do you want to have on the world?
What impact? What was it?
What impact do you want to have on the world?
That's a big question.
Come on, that's my last question.
Okay. What impact do I have for the world?
No, do you want to
Do you
have
want to have for
on
the world?
on the world?
Okay. Because I'm working with the babies,
Yeah.
and it's like having this miracle that you aren't sure if they're gonna be living
Yeah.
or have them reach the adult stage.
Mhm.
I think my impact to the world is those babies that I was able to save and I was able to take care of.
Mhm.
Those because they will be the future, the children.
Mhm.
So for me, they are my impact to the world. So those babies that I was able to save and those babies that I was able to put my efforts so that they'll be well, so that when they go home,
Mhm.
they'll be with their parents, they will grow up, and they will become an adult and serve the world.
Mhm.
And I think they are my impact.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the kind of impact that I could contribute to the world.
That's
Step.
that's good. So you just want to save lives.
Yeah,
You're secure, mate. Carry on doing what you're doing, saving lives.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it's been an interesting interview, and
Yeah.
I thank you. Thank you again.
It's a bit serious interview. I
No,
thought.
it was because it's a conversation. We just let it flow how it flows.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well, have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
We hoped you liked that episode. Keeping in mind, we never know who we're going to interview. We post twice a day, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. GMT. Have you ever considered the future economies to invest in? Why not listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories? Considering Africa has the fastest growing economies and population on Earth and has done for many years, it holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. We publish twice a week, Tuesday with a guest investor and Fridays talking about investment, politics and history, providing a clear understanding for any potential investor.